Buongiorno everyone, welcome back to the Magpie channel today. We've got player ratings for you on this Sunday evening. Yes, I bet you there's a few sore heads on this Sunday. Mine was this morning after 5-1 wins, are very dangerous on a Saturday at St. James's Park. On the cause for celebration last night absolutely was. Let me just whack an Instagram story on now, letting people know we're going live, so we can let them get involved with the player ratings as well. Make sure you are getting involved in the chat with your player ratings, as we're going to dive straight into it with Nick Pope in goal. So let's get him on the screen. Lovely, not himself, just his name. Let's just check what you're just saying. Let's get me specs on for a start. Make sure you can hear me all right. Evening Aaron in there as always. Evening Gwen. Evening. Yeah. Tell me how, please, you don't get hungover, because I get them absolutely horrifically. Mine are always really, really bad, no matter what I do. So if I could get some tips on how to avoid that, that would be fantastic. Green screen's not working. That. Oh, that's with that. No, mate, it is what it is. Evening, Jackie. Yes, okay then. Nick Pope, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for Nick Pope for me. Made some vital saves at some vital moments in the game, especially the first half for me with 2-0 cruise control at half time. But there was moments when where it could have been a bit trickier. You know, I think obviously our third goal was crucial, getting that just after they scored their goal when it was at 2-1. That's a nervy time, but Bruno quickly made it 3-1. So Nick Pope, some big saves at some big moments. Had the penalty, not much you could do, but Ivan Toney makes penalties look so effortless, doesn't he? So don't think you could stop that. But 8 out of 10 for Nick Pope. Captain Trippier at right back was brilliant again. He got the assist as well, didn't he, for Bruno's header? That was a class delivery, a nicely worked goal, that one. And Trippier from the off, commanding these players. I liked his post as well after the game, saying, 5-star performance, but let's keep it going. That's the kind of mentality we need in the dressing room. It's a leadership mentality. It's a what's next. We're always on to bigger and better things. It's never become reliant on your morals. To keep pushing, keep going. And that's what Trippier gives us in the dressing room. Big presence, big performance yesterday. 9 out of 10. Fabian Schorrock, centre back, looking silky again, looking smooth. Some good passes, some good clearances as well. Shaw was top class. I thought would have a lot harder day at the office with both centre backs, with the likes of Ivan Toney and Mbuemo, Vista and things. I thought Brentford would offer a lot more, but Newcastle were very good. So I'm not going to take away from our performance. Shaw and Botman can both have 7 out of 10s. Like I see, I didn't think they were that troubled that much, but when called upon, they did well. Dan Burn, called upon again at left back, did well. Matty Target did come on with about 10-12 minutes to go in that second half, but Dan Burn again at left back doing very well. For a big bloke, he's quicker than he looks. I think he's a bit more agile than he looks, and he did well down that left-hand side. He was hard to beat. He gets stuck in, but he tries to get forward as well. He doesn't just rely and rest and just sit on a halfway lane or anything. He tries to get forward, tries to chip in, and he was good as well. Aggressive in his approach as always and getting stuck in. Dan Burn can have an 8 out of 10. This man, though. This man is what it's all about. I don't want to just say it was the Bruno show, because I'll get on to the likes of Murphy and Almirón, who have improved massively of late. But Bruno Guimarães is just different quality, isn't he? He is just next level. We are so lucky to have this player, so lucky to have this bloke. I think not just as a player as well, a bit like Trippier, Newcastle nailing it in the January window for signings on character. Like the way Bruno is after the game, his interviews, how quick he's learned English. When he came off that side and then walked all the way around, applause the fans as he was going around, pointing at people. He was loving it, and we were loving him. And the relationship we've got with him is class. I absolutely love it. He's one of my favourite players in a very, very long time. Bruno Guimarães. I think he's amazing on and off the ball. What he brings to the side. I mean, he's graphed there for his goal, the shot from outside the box where he wins it back, him and Murphy battling hard, pressing high like the rest of the team. And then his finish is class, but he's just endeavour throughout the whole game. And there was an unbelievable moment in the first half where he kind of set himself up for the next pass. He assisted himself in play. It's unbelievable, some of the stuff this bloke can do with the football. He dinks it over the player, gives it a little touch, then knocks it onto himself. It was just unreal to see. He's an absolute pleasure to watch at St. James's Park, Bruno Guimarães. I love him. He was amazing yesterday. The 2 goals, the overall play. I could go on all night about Bruno, but he's outstanding. 10 out of 10. Now, Sean Longstaff is growing on me every single week. I've been a critic of Sean in the past. Not afraid to say it, don't care, always honest. But his last few games, I think he's been brilliant. He really has. I thought he's starting to be a bit more adventurous in his play. Maybe that comes with confidence. He's looking up more, going forward, not just always sideways, which sometimes you need that easy sideways pass, but he's making things happen a bit more. He wants the ball more. He's a bit of a driving force, so you can give it to Willock, who's really the driving force. But Sean's sitting there and doing a very good job. He's got to take credit for what Bruno brings to the side, because having someone like Longstaff next to him allows the likes of Bruno and Willock to get forward and make things occur in the final third. So Sean has been tremendous. Very, very good, Sean. He can have an 8 out of 10. I thought Fulham, he was brilliant. Just like Joe Willock was brilliant at Fulham as well the week before. That was his best game in a long time. Performance that's been well overdue, in my opinion. Unlucky not to get his goals, but I think that's coming. And I think once he does get a goal, hopefully he can go on a little run where we'll never get the extent of that loan spell where he just went on a mad spring of scoring goals. But once he gets one, hopefully the gates open a little bit, like it has with Miguel Almirón. But Willock, going forward, he is the driving force. He's getting into the box. He's making some brilliant runs. He's getting into some good areas. The goal's going to come, but I think he's back to real match sharpness now. He's getting to run in the team, and you can tell it's paying dividends. And he was class yesterday as well. He can have an 8 out of 10. Take a little breather. I feel like I'm flying through this. Make sure you're getting your comments in. For this man, Magic Miggy. Whoa, Almirón. Whoa, Miggy. At it again with another goal. That press from Almirón. He could just do that all day, couldn't he? The fitness and energy and commitment levels of Almirón is outstanding. Great celebration. Jumping into the crowd with his Paraguayan flag. But just, he made the goal for himself. It's poor from Brentford. Their keeper did have a bit of a stinker. But for him to run onto that ball, him to put the pressure on the goalkeeper and the defender, that's what happens. That's the benefits of playing the high press. You're forcing your opponent into mistakes, and that's what he did with the goalkeeper. Nicked it off him, calm finish, couldn't miss, did all the hard work, did loads of hard work throughout the entire game. First half as well, running down the lane. You could see how beaming he was in that first half, how much that goal last week at Fulham has lifted him. I mean, it would for anyone, wouldn't it? Especially a goal of that calibre, that quality of a finish last week. But first half, he was cutting in, having shots from outside the box. Their keeper, actually, Raya, made a good save from him first half. So Almirón was a threat throughout. He was a nuisance, a real nuisance for the defenders, constantly in the faces. Got his goal. 9 out of 10. Nearly give him a 10 there. Let us know, should I? Jacob Murphy, so pleased for Jacob Murphy. Local lad. Getting a run in the team. See a run in the team. 2 starts and a goal. And did he score against Fulham? Did he score against Fulham? Murphy? Can't remember. Don't think he did. But he scored yesterday. And again, the press from Wilson was what forced it. And he unselfishly squared it to Murphy, who finished it. Couldn't miss. Well, he could miss, to be fair. It looked easy in real life. But if you watch it back on Match of the Day and stuff, Ben Mee's right on the line. So it's not that of an easy finish. Like, he could have easily blocked that, Ben Mee. They've got defenders back there, Brentford. And Murphy was quality throughout. He was, again, dangerous, attacking, looking to make things happen, posing a real nuisance and a threat as well down the opposite side of Almirón. I thought both of them worked very well, Almirón and Murphy, on the flanks. And that's credit to Eddie Howe as well, which we'll get into with his coaching. But it's credit to Murphy as well, not giving up, not putting his head down. Could have easily sulked and thought, my chance at Newcastle's gone now, it's over. And no, give 110%. And he's reaping the rewards now. He took his chance. You get gifted a chance. When injuries happen, it's up to you to take them. Murphy's definitely doing that. Alan St. Maximum, how fit he was, we're not sure. He came off the bench yesterday. But Murphy was brilliant again. I'm going to give Murphy a 9 out of 10. Our number 9, Callum Wilson, didn't get on the score sheet, but like I said, he made the Murphy goal happen with his energy and his efforts. 1 or 2 things could have broke from a bit kinder. Didn't get the goal that he would have wanted, but he makes such a difference up there, Callum Wilson. His movement makes all the difference to getting in behind the lines, to breaking up the play, to pulling defenders out, creating space for the likes of Almirón and Murphy and Willock getting forward. So Wilson offers so much going forward. If he doesn't get his goal, he's always had an involvement, just like the assist from Murphy. But overall, quality from Wilson as well. He can have a 7. Now, Newcastle did make a few subs, but I would say you'd have to play more than 15 minutes to get a rating for subs, I think is what we normally do. So Joelinton, who did play longer on that and did get an assist in a way, his cross was turned in by, was it Pinnock, the defender was called? Pillick. I was stinking him. He had a nightmare game and he put it in his net for an own goal. Joelinton, all the hard work on that left-hand side. Dangerous cross into the box, turned in. And he was good though, Joelinton, when he came on, to be fair. He was wanting the ball. He's full of confidence. He was doing this nice little giving goals. He was getting stuck in as usual. Good appearance off the bench from Joelinton. 7 out of 10. Now then, let's finish off with Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe nailed it yesterday. I mean, 5-1 at home. But again, he kept it with the unchanged side. People were calling for Maxi to come straight back in. People were calling for Joelinton to come straight back in. He kept faith with Murphy and Almirón, and they paid him off. They paid him off with that faith. They were brilliant. They got the goals. And Eddie Howe got it completely right. And the system that he's now deploying at Newcastle, this high intensity, this press, this energetic style of play, we're way further up the field now. You can see we're way further up the pitch. I think we're first in the Premier League for turnovers, so that's winning the ball and then turning it into attack. We're way ahead in front of turnovers in the league. We're so good at winning the ball and creating, getting the ball and moving, getting the ball and going, moving and grooving. Do you know what I mean? We're quality at that, and we're always in the opposition's face. Now it's that which is brilliant to see. How many times have we seen in recent years us just sitting off, whether it's home or away, sitting off, don't want the ball. Now we want the ball, we want possession. We still try and counter-attack with the pace on the wings. We're a joy to watch at the minute. Sexy football is back. Entertainers were back the last week or so. Fulham and Brentford, 2 London teams, demolished the pair of them. 9 goals in 2 games, 2 conceded. Class. Absolutely brilliant from Eddie Howe. Like I say, keeping faith in the likes of Murphy, picking his team. That formation's working well. Nailing the tactics, nailing the personnel. 10 out of 10 for Eddie Howe. Absolutely buzzing. Let us see what you say in the comments before we sign off. 10 out of 10. I'm telling you now, Kevin Keegan style. Where's my headphones? We're beating Man United next week. Save this. We are beating Man United next Sunday at Old Trafford. Telling you now, telling you. But we'll get into that. Big week coming up with previews and stuff. Plenty of Man United fans going to be coming on the channel for previews and that. Eddie's getting 10s and everything. Don't care if Isaac's back. Don't need him, mate. Do you know what I mean? We're cleaning up. 9 goals in 2 weeks. 70 million on the bench. Doesn't matter. Would be nice to see him back against Man United, though. Definitely at least on the bench gives him an option. 8.5. Best match in black and white. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Wilson 7. Very happy for Murphy. How nice is it to do player ratings with a bit of positivity as well? That's why I stopped doing them for so long, because I don't really take any joy in slating my own players. It was always going to be honest, and with the player ratings in the past, we've been angry, we've ranted, but now it's so nice to do them in a positive light. So happy for Miggy. Nobody works harder. Yankland. Lovely. Murphy in 8. Jack Grealish. Yeah, Grealish has gotten out on Miggy. Make sure you check out the fan cams. Yes, some brilliant fan cams and the match reactions there as well. Longstaff's an 8. Bruno, easy 10. Loads in comments here. Shout out every single one that's tuned in. Make sure you like the video. Give it a little thumbs up while you're here. Subscribe. Botman 9 out of 10. Shaw 7. Burns 7. Trippier 9 out of 10. Pope 8. All right. I think that'll do. This is for another video, these kind of questions. Right. Yeah. Man United stuff in the chat as well, but we'll get into that later in the week. That'll do for the player ratings. That's 15 minutes. So people who are watching back to this, we'll leave it at that so they can enjoy it and we're not dragging it out. So cheers everyone for tuning in. Smash that like button, subscribe to my channel TV, and enjoy yourself.